for LAT. Nium, for a rookie player, is making very heads-up, disciplined plays, even though they're 150 to 70 down. Because the NPC is so overpowered, he's molded time and space. He's ripped the fabric of time. First, Nium is bending space and time, and now he's floating. Like, what are you meant to do? If he's floating, what are we meant to do as COD players if this guy's floating? All right, YouTube, play like a pro Nium, player spotlight, play like the CDL 2026. I'm calling it early. The MVP, rookie of the season, Jeremiah Nium, playing for the LAT. For you guys who are new, this is how it works. We are going to focus on Nium, number 8 on your screen. We'll use yellow here. We're going to watch how he plays individually, how he plays as part of a team, some tendencies that you guys can steal, some of the game plans that LAT have. Spoiler, they are down 115 to 50, but they end up winning the game. So this is fantastic. We'll see what makes Nium special, what makes him such a huge fit for this LAT roster. We're going to be talking both from a macro perspective, overall chessboard, and a micro perspective. So what he does to set himself up for gunfights, some of the little things that he does that you can steal in ranked play. So if you guys are a fan of Nium, I certainly am a big fan of Nium. This is going to be the episode for you. For you guys who are watching, who aspire to be a CDL pro, this is going to be a very useful episode for you guys, because you get to see what makes him as a rookie, technically a rookie, so special on this LAT team. And you guys can put yourself and visualize in his shoes. If he can do it, you guys can do it. And so we'll see what makes him special, and we'll break down the hard point for you guys to take away. So we've not done a Hassie ending before, so we'll watch the Hassie hard point. So as I said, 115 to 49. They do bring this back. They do win. Let's get into it. Right. Watching the pinch, macro determines the micro. Okay, that was a bit confusing, but here we are, right? Now, what do I mean when I say macro determines the micro? What your job is in the moment, what your game plans are from a flow perspective. You'll have an idea of how you want to play certain hills, meaning who goes where, what lanes do we want to pick up in which order, what lanes are the most important. And the reason for that, guys, is we're trying to facilitate trades as part of our step 1. This is a step-by-step, wave-by-wave process. So right here, what Nium is going to do is, based on where 5 is, based on where 7 is, what his job in the moment, probably playing towards the time, is going to be, he's going to refill and do whatever is necessary to help his team commit to the game plan. How you end up doing your job is going to be based on the weapons that you have, the timings that you have, the utilities that you have, and the positions that you can play. So right here, he is the 3rd guy in flow. I think he's still up top, so he's going to continue to hold this from a power position. Paco, as the last guy in flow, will potentially refill towards time. They'll keep the game controlled, push out one side, play passive on the other, keep them spawning in a certain place. First wave, 54 seconds left. Win condition is playing initial and playing to get kills, and trades to get initial time. So right here, position himself as the 3rd guy, playing a power position. A power position is really important for the weapon that you have. Just because you are in a power position does not mean you are guaranteed to get kills if you don't have the right weapons for the job. In this position here, as the 3rd guy in flow, he's positioned and picked the next best spot to give himself an overwhelmingly high percentage to win that fight. By keeping the game in front of you, by choosing high percentage positions to take fights, you increase your chance of getting first bullet advantage right here, which then increases your chance of having pre-aim advantage. And all of these little things allow you to get information and play to get your kill. So think of it like a chain. Quick one. Just stay with me for 60 seconds. I'm going to tell you something about your own aim that is going to change the way that you shoot forever. Your aim is bad. I'm not trying to insult you. It is the truth. It's not your settings. It's not your controllers. It's not your internet. It's not your dead zone. You've changed your sensitivity about 50 times in the past 5 years. It's never going to fix it because the problem is not in your hands. It's in your eyes. When you say you need to train your aim, what are you actually training? Because most players, for you guys that are watching, you've never really thought about it. You load in, bot lobby, you just shoot. Aiming is not one skill. It is 4 completely different skills. Flicking, tracking, micro correction, target switching. Each one uses a different part of your brain. Each one needs a specific drill. Each one needs to be trained properly. What you are doing is the equivalent of going to the gym and you're just lifting random things. My pro players, my CDL champions have trained the same way as athletes that train their sport. One skill, one drill, one sequence at a time. That's why their aim is consistent and yours isn't. They're not more talented than you. They're more structured than you. So I give you that structure. 4 skills in the right order, the right amount. This is the whole point of my aim and moving masterclass for you to download. Inside, you'll get an aiming and movement video, a neuroscience of aiming guide, 30-day training calendar, champions daily practice planner, optimal CDL settings cheat sheet, and a before and after self-assessment. You download it once, lifetime access. Do this 20 minutes a day for 30 days. I will guarantee your aim will improve. Not just your aim, but how you aim and how you look at aiming. Check out dreal.co.uk and click this big gold button right here to get yourself on the course page, or check out the link in the description if you want it. Right, back to the video. He was the 3rd guy in the chain, so he picks the next best appropriate spot based on where he thinks the enemies are going to be, and he will shift over, get across, play the kills based on the information he has. I expect in this situation, number 6 is going to refill towards time. Number 5 is going to spawn basically close to the time and then refill again where necessary. So let's see what Nium does here. Okay, Nium bumps out of the time himself. So he's bumped out of the time with his AR. Has a trophy system, I'm assuming. Number 6 is then going to refill whatever Nium had, and then Scrap will spawn up and pick up whatever is then open. Interesting. I like that. Right, Scrap spawns up. Yep, spawns up exactly where I said. Nium is now in the time. He gets another kill on Abuza. So really good job from Nium, giving up his power position. Ends up being the 2nd guy in line. Pushes up, plays the time, has a trophy system. Now, this was sort of a similar kind of playstyle that my teams had over in the past. Is we tried to get our AR players as much in the hill as we could for 2 reasons. Number 1, they have a trophy. When they have a trophy, you're less likely to die in the hill. And number 2, when you're in the hill, you're playing balloon tower defense. I want you guys to look at Call of Duty as a balloon tower defense. The way that AR players excel on the game is by putting themselves in position that increase their percentage chance of winning a fight. How do you do that? Is by playing head glitches, power positions, anything with elevation, anything that allows you to stack the percentages in your favor. So what we would do is, combined with the fact that we wanted trophies, by playing balloon tower defense, you allow your AR player to just focus in front. The best teams and the best games on the best teams on hardpoint, they keep the game in front of you. When you keep the game in front of you, you can focus taking gunfights on your little square. You overwhelmingly increase your chance of first bullet advantage, of peekers, you name it, whatever it may be, pre-aim advantage, angle advantage, all these different advantages that you get as a COD player, and you stack it in your favor by keeping the game in front of you. By playing balloon tower defense, as soon as people start to die, you are the final boss. They still have to run into you. So combine these 2 things together, you get your AR players in the hill to maximize the kills and the time that you could potentially get. In this case, Abuzas tried to run towards time, and Nium's peeked out with Pika's advantage to get the first bullet into him and catch him sprinting to get that kill. Now, FaZe are forced to essentially overextend either side to get Nium out of that. It then forces you in a disadvantageous position if you're FaZe. Right, let's watch Nium again. Again, playing a head glitch, playing a power position. Ends up getting team shots, so really, really good job from Draws and Simp in this situation. Right, let's see what they do coming off spawn. He spawns up. Number 8's going to spawn up. Spawn in there, so he's going to spawn here. Pushing out. Right, now, last person in the flow. What's his responsibility? They're going to be counting the waves. They're going to be counting the kills. I'm the last guy in flow. My job is to keep the game controlled. How do I do that? Is by blocking if necessary, watching pinch if necessary, keeping them spawning in a certain site. So, right here, they get 3 down. Now, I'll be curious to see if they end up reading this. I think this will be very difficult to read. He ends up picking that up. Really, really good job from Nium. Ends up picking that up as the last guy in flow. Picks up the open lane where he thinks people could potentially be. Ends up getting that kill. Calling out to his teammates, yo, one's potentially spawned here. Of course, because you're reading your kill feed. That tells you where people are spawning. Doesn't see anything else. Keep the game in front of you. As soon as people start dying, I expect him to refill where people have died and where the pressure is going to be coming from. Really, really good job. Him doing nothing, keeping the game controlled. Doing nothing is doing everything. This is fantastic to see from Nium. One of the worries I have seen and I have had with rookie players in the past is they feel like they need to get antsy. They feel like they have to get involved in the play. Sometimes, and this is a testament to Nium's mentality, especially as a player, is sometimes as a COD player, you don't have to do too much. You don't have to do anything. As a team, understand when you've got enemies in a disadvantageous position and don't do anything. You make the advantage work for you. The reason why it's a disadvantageous here for FaZe is LAT have everything. LAT have the power positions. LAT are in positions where they can win the first kill of the next wave. And FaZe, the onus is on FaZe in order to break the hill. LAT just got to post up, make kills, read the pressure, play to trade. This is why they're in an advantageous position. It's on FaZe to make the high-risk plays, to make the 50-50 plays, to fight from a position of uncertainty. With Nium doing nothing, and believe me, I've seen pro teams in similar situations where they will keep the game super messy, just don't do anything, stay disciplined, even as a rookie, keep the game controlled. Right, as soon as kills start going down, he should start shifting. Yep, 20 seconds left, he's playing ahead. He realizes, right, my teammates have died. They're going to be pushing out. This is fantastic from Nium. Playing for scam kills, playing to keep his side controlled. At worst, if he's blocking, he's going to cause parallels. That's what we want. If your teammates are now dying, you're realizing you're now in a disadvantageous position. If Nium runs out and tries to get as many kills as he can, he's doing too much. Potential to get trade. They spawn out. FaZe spawn in. They get P2. All she wrote. So if Nium stays alive, there is a good chance that he can end up winning them the game here. So good job from Nium. Stays alive. Needs to continue to stay alive by reading the kill feed, by taking yourself out of the map. Read the kill feed. Understand where people are going to be. Predict where people are going to be. Understand the numbers. It will tell you what type of play you can make and the amount of risk you can take. Right here, he knows he has to stay alive. He's keeping the game. He's being very annoying. He's holding progression. He's blocking where he can. He's just buying as much time for his teammates to get back into the play. Look at all 3 players have given up number 1 to run to number 8, which allows number 5 and number 7 to try and do something. If number 8 dies here, then 2, 3, and 4 then can push up as a wall, and now LAT are in even a worse situation here. So, beautiful stuff. Gets one. Oh, I nearly got the second. But it's allowed 5 and 7 to get into the play. And most importantly, it's caused number 3 to spawn out here. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, it may not come or amount to anything. But if trades start going in LAT's favor and they start winning kills and he ends up dying and 7 was still alive and they still push out, well, we're causing parallels, which makes it less easy. It makes it harder for FaZe to have a clean setup on P2, and it allows LAT to somehow come back into the game. Good job from Jeremiah there. Ernie gets 1. 6 is then pinching, so he should die. And now LAT, because he spawned out in Africa, LAT have the potential to salvage the game and bring the comeback on. The comeback is on here. All right, look at number 8, last guy in flow, 0-4 with a 2-piece, bloody hell. Now, ends up taking a long route. This is a fantastic route, should get traded here. Yep, they know one more toward the back. It's all good. Your macro determines your micro. Your job determines how you want to do it. Good job from Nium. Decided to take that first route as basically the last guy in the flow. He's decided to take the long route because as these guys activate, he's expecting them to shift across. He's then trying to play for the back, catch people taking timings. Does a really good job slide cancelling. Clears the left. Doesn't see anything. Tries to slide cancel, clear the right in case someone then gets to the ramp. He can take the fights. Somehow kills him. Somehow kills this guy. And number 6 and 5 end up spawning on top of number 8, which not going to talk about that. And then they end up trading, and that all started from the fact that Nium decided to take a route. He decided to take the route based on what his job was in the moment. He made a proactive decision. Proactive meaning he gave up current value for future value. He gave up current success towards the win condition to get future value. Decided to take that route towards the back of the spawn in case people were shifting towards the time. Got 1, teammates traded, got the first kill of the wave, and then that sequence ended up panning out for LAT. Nium, for a rookie player, is making very heads up disciplined plays. Even though they're 150 to 70 down, he's not being reckless. He's not being desperate. I've had teams where my teams have played against teams where you'll get in situations like this and all aspects of decision making, of discipline, of fundamentals goes out the window and everybody just tries to go towards the point, take the quickest route towards the point. Nium has shown his class. Even though he's a rookie, he's shown elements of veteranship by staying disciplined, making the right play, making the most, I would consider, the efficient play to set up the rest of his teammates in order to try and give LAT at least the ability to come back into the play. This was beautiful from Nium, and I think this is why Nium is such a good fit, even though they're down, for this LAT team. Right, let's see how they play it. Macro determines the micro. They did a 3-1. They love their 3-1s. He tried to wait to activate. They're aping towards time. His job as an AR player is to open up lanes for these guys to do something. So this is where we call a linear situation. These are situations that you'll probably get in game after game after game. If you put 1,000 hours into Call of Duty, you'll come across the same situations. If you come across the same situations, your decisions will ultimately become the same. You'll understand what is the best decision from a chessboard strategy perspective based on the situation we're in. If X happens, we're going to do Y. Right here, they're trying to break time. They're doing a 3-1. They're 3-man towards the back. So everyone should have an idea of what they want to do and how they want to do it when we're breaking. That's what we used to do on Hardpoint, is if we're spawning in a certain location and we need to break from a certain side, we know he's sliding first, he's sliding second, this guy's going to watch over. You kind of get the idea of like how you want to break things. He's watching over. 7, Abizi is going to progress and use his progression. That's how you have team synergy. That's why scripting and game plans and stuff like that are really, really important. When the pressure is on, you default to your standards, you default to your systems. You guys need to start developing systems as challenger teams if you want to compete. Right, let's see what he does here. He's just watching, ironing over, opens up a timing for number 7 because what he's doing as an AR player, he's clearing the right here. Once this is cleared, Abizi can slide cancel, use his shotgun to start taking fights. Abizi's then going to use process of elimination, anticipation to figure out where potentially players on the hill could be, where the common spots on the hill could be. He's using his movement, his peek his advantage, all of these different things to help get the kill. But this is only facilitated by Ernie and Nium team shooting the first location. This is why, whether they break the hill or not, this is why holding hills can actually be a double-edged sword. Now, bear with me. This is why it can be double-edged. Is if you don't have the overwhelming numbers, if you're phase and you're not challenging together, think about it. If you're LAT and you're stacked up in one way, and this is why the 3-man break is really important, look at 8 and look at 5 taking the same fight together. This is one of the dangers of holding setups. If when you're the team that's holding a setup, you're not together to team shoot. When you are on a setup, the reason why setups work so well is once you get information, once you know what enemies are spawning, once you know where the pressure's coming from, you have to take fights together. The risk about this is if Draza isn't careful, he is going to get 1v2'd, instantly incinerated by these two. So it ends up being, yes, we're in a setup, yes, we're in an advantageous position, but when you're in an advantageous position, unless you're fighting together, it could be really, really risky where your advantage goes into a disadvantage instantly because you've decided accidentally to take a 1v2. When you're the team that's breaking, you have a general sense and a general idea of how enemies are going to play. Call of Duty is very linear. It's linear meaning there's only a certain amount of positions that you will play, that enemies will play. It's all the same. So when they're breaking in the situation, they're thinking, predicting, anticipating where phase are potentially going to be. It's common. You all do this, right? Spatial awareness. So when they're clearing their common spots, you can take fights together to nuke. We call it nuking. To nuke or team shoot if someone is going to give you a scam kill. This is why the pacing of when you challenge is really important. And this is like that little mini game of like, do I peek out? Do I wait a second, let them come forward? Are they going to come forward? Am I waiting too long? Am I scamming? All of these little things. So like right here, I would expect 04 and number 2 to blitz the back. Child the back together. That's the only way. Because then if you let them in, you go from an advantage to a disadvantage. But they may still hold this hill. I don't know. But you get the idea. And now 7 opens up a timing, so I'm expecting 04 to be here. He's ended up pinching this. Really good job. Really, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a decent pinch. I'm not sure if I agreed with the pinch necessarily. Why not just keep the game simple? I get he's trying to pinch because the wave is up, but they're gonna be picking it because it's the last guy in the wave. But then look at Nium. The whole point is Nium this entire time is waiting, overextending. He's making them overextend to get a free 2-piece right here. Ends up getting 2. That was his step 1. Now, when you're in Nium's position, guys, when you do your step 1, which is hill control, you then need to understand what your step 2 is going to be. Your step 2, you should know instantly, where am I getting them spawning? What's the next best position I'm going to play with the weapon that I have in order to get the next kill, the first kill of the next wave. 25 seconds left. My win condition is going to be to soak the time. I know they're going to hit the hill one more wave. I'm going to predict they're going to hit it from front. Position yourself. Time your stuns, time your nades, get the first kill of the next wave. Look at him instantly bumping to a power position. I expect him to come on top of the Lambo like this. And then boom, kill a boozer. Or maybe outer. We'll see. Yep, perfect. Has an SMG. So your macro determines your micro. So what your job is, your weapon determines how you do it. So he has an SMG there, so he's going to wide swing, slide cancel, bunny hops out. Let's watch it again. Let's see how he does it here. I want you guys to do this. This is what we call peekers. So look at him sliding. This is how we use peekers advantage to camera someone, meaning I see you before you see me. And he has his SMG, allowing him to use movement to kill this guy. Like here, bunny hops, uses his movement, slide cancels, bunny hops, that's an Abeezy tech right there, and takes the fight on a boozer right here, very, very quick. Beautiful stuff from Nium right here. Not a single care in the world, by the way. Right, 20 seconds left. Huh? What? Rotation, it will be a 4v3. So he's trying to cut the rotation because he has the timing. We have the information. The streak has been called. He's going to stay alive. Inside. Once he does that, he's then going to play towards time. So look at the way he's playing it. Instantly shifts across. Once he calls the streak, he knows what they're potentially going to do. They're going to be aping towards time with the streak. He knows number 2 is here because number 2 has literally just killed number 6. ends up playing it with an SMG. Let's see how he plays this situation here. Oh, sorry, Paco dies to a streak. We don't know he's here. He could be here, could be here. He's playing for outer. Look at the way he's playing it. Takes that fight on draws with his NPC, gets first split advantage, gets one. He needs to stay alive here. And look what he does. COD is a game of numbers. Your kill feed, your wave, and your kills will tell you what to do. Keep it stupid simple. So right here, they don't have numbers. He is buying as much time as he can. He has made his one kill. He has done his 25%. He knows he can't get a two-piece right here, especially with the com that potentially number 5 has just given. He knows in his head, he's potentially in a 1v2. So instead of committing to that fight, he's thinking big picture. We're thinking macro in order to buy as much time as you can for your teammates to come into the play and take fights. What he's doing, the significance of this play, this is discipline of a rookie right here. This is a rookie who looks like he's been playing for 10 years. They're down. The significance of this, chat, they are down by 60 odd points. He has no urgency, no over urgency, no over commitment to try and make a play, to try and make a hero play, because regardless of the score, you stick to the game plans, you stick to doing your 25%. When people talk about doing your 25%, you make your one kill, you are done. You bring the rest of your teammates into the play. Doing your 25% allows your teammates to come in. It's not chasing the second. It's not chasing the TikTok kills. It's, I've done what I've needed to do. Now, how do I bring the rest of my teammates into the play? Truly, thinking and doing your 25% allows you to force teamwork and bring the rest of your team into the play. The best SMG players are not the SMG players who can get so many kills. In my opinion, the best SMG players are the ones who can stay alive the longest and bring their team into the game. The reason why SMGs, in my opinion, win you games is because of that reason, of the fact that they can bring the rest of their teammates into the play. He's making them overextend and buying that little bit more time for 6 and 7 to get across and at least try to help. There we go. Number 3 dies here. Number 3 should die here. Oh! Forget everything I've just said. The best SMG players in the world can get a 3-piece like that. But right here now, you spawn in. What does your spawn tell you? Where are my teammates? What number in the flow am I? Where do I think they're coming from? Keep it simple. That's your awareness. Second guy in flow, he's going to refill through time. They're going to play another wave. They know the timings. They know where they're going to be spawning. And he's going to then choose a position or an angle based on the weapon he has. So let's see how he plays it here. Gets towards the time. Second guy in flow. We're in tradable positions. Watching outer. Has an AR out. Based on his weapon as the second guy in flow. Picks up his AR lane. Takes fights that has distance. Gets the first kill of the next wave. Understand, as AR players, your positioning wins you the fights. Your positioning, even though positioning isn't that much, it isn't as important as it used to be in previous cards. Positioning, especially on this meta where SMGs are very powerful, matter so much. The stronger the SMGs, the more your positioning matters. For you AR players in ranked, get into a habit of playing power positions, of playing head glitches, of playing positions that give you long line of sights, because you want to naturally take mid to long range fights as an AR. Easy as that. As a second guy in flow, he's taken an AR out, playing an AR position. Now, I wouldn't, obviously, he could play here, watch this. He could be faded, play here, watch this. They aren't positions that are suited for the assault rifle player. When you know what your step 2 is, and step 2 in this case is they've just got the hill control, they're now doing the next step after they've got hill control. You can then, based on the weapon you have, position yourself to get kills. At the end of the day, You can be as smart as you want. Call of Duty comes down to getting kills. You need to put yourself in positions to increase your percentages of getting kills. When you have the right weapon for the right position, you can wide swing a lot more. You can take more aggressive challenges because you have the weapon for the job. Again, cast your mind back to the P2 example. It's still going to be a double-edged sword. Like, of course, you could wide swing, have the right weapon for the job, and take a 1v2. More high-level concepts, but when you're playing for you guys in ranked, you guys don't have to worry about that because 99% of you guys in ranked are absolutely dog shit. Right, continue. Right, continued on a power position, strafing, activating that rotational aim assist. Great nade! Beautiful nade from the Nium boy. Beautiful stuff. And now he's getting information, and Ernie with his AR, wide swinging. Why? When you have the weapon and the position of power, by wide swinging, you maximize the advantages you get. Taking fights, AR fights, beautiful stuff. And look at him jumping, playing information, and this is where thieves end up start bringing it back. Nium gets one, turns around immediately based on where he thinks they're spawning. Number 6 is saying they're both sides, and he ends up running forward. This is excellent stuff from Nium. Now he's going to take his time. I love this. I love this so much. And the reason why I love this is in Nium's head, when he's playing this wave to rotate for new, he knows that based on the timings, based on they know he was on the hill, so therefore they are going to predict that Nium is potentially going to run forward like this. He knows that they're going to be watching it. And the reason why he knows they're going to be watching it is their FaZe are also going to be tracking names. FaZe are also going to be like, okay, where is Nium? This is discipline. And again, I'm going to say this again. This is really, really impressive for a rookie player in his first year in the CDL with superstars. I have seen similar rookies in this position not recognize the game state and certainly not thinking ahead. This is a combination of discipline and thinking ahead. He knows that FaZe are looking for him, that FaZe are watching him. He is not activating his play because he knows if he just runs through, he could be here, here, here. Don't matter. He's going to be getting watched. It's obvious, right? So what he's doing is he has the discipline and the patience to wait for these guys to do what? Activate. If these guys activate and he waits, one of two things happens. Either these guys start making kill and 4 has to give it up and shift across. 4 gives it up. Or number 2, 4 doesn't give it up, continues to watch it, and these guys can ape through and wait time. This was such a heads up, proactive, playing ahead, any metaphor, adjective, word you want to use. This was fantastic. I need you guys to truly understand that sometimes by thinking and predicting ahead, by thinking overall team level, you set everybody up for success. Him waiting, doing nothing, dragging people away gives LAT the ability to get out of a bad situation. LAT are in a disadvantageous situation. They're in a disadvantageous situation because Vegas have a clean wave. They have all the power positions and they're in a position of strength. LAT are in a position of uncertainty, meaning they don't know exactly where Vegas is. Vegas knows exactly where you are. Therefore, they have to clear pre-aims. They have to clear crossfires, trades, stuns, nades, timings, all of these different things. In order to reduce the disadvantage you are in, you play together. You play together, and by Nium staying alive, he's setting up the rest of his teammates to minimize that disadvantage of the overall team. If Nium dies here, he's going to shift across, and they're screwed. They're getting crossfired. He is the reason why this disadvantage is not as bad as what it could be. Beautiful stuff from Jeremiah here. Beautiful. Beyond his years. Now, if he runs out and apes and dies, I'm going to be pissed. There. Now, what was his trigger event? He waited. His trigger was this kill. Once he got that kill, he's then activating and expecting either he's going to watch it and kill him or he's going to shift around. We'll see what happens.
Thieves here, they need to find the wins.
Ends up dying. So everything that I've just said, don't do that. But you get the idea of it was the setup in itself that I really, really liked. Now, you could argue he could have stayed alive. Maybe another 1 or 2 seconds. But I need you to understand the premise. You can have good premises. You can have good game plans. You can have good intentions. But sometimes the execution may not happen. Put that to the side. It's the intention that I liked. That's the key when you guys are watching. I don't want you guys to watch this and think, oh, he died to Simp anyway. I'm not going to do that. No. In another world, if you gave it 1 or 2 seconds more, Simp turns round. If LAT win one more gunfight, Simp turns round. That's how you start to develop good habits, whether you win the situation or not. Okay? That's the key I want you guys to understand. That's the core point here. Right, he ends up spawning up tin. That tells you where the first guy is on spawn. When you spawn up, you have the potential to know where 3 people are. Minimum 2 people. 1 guy in hill, 1 guy manipulating the spawns. 3rd guy, obviously, based on blocking. Where you spawn tells you where people are going to be. Bro, what is going on? All right, we're skipping time again. We're now somehow on a P2. He's pulled out an SMG. What? Dude, the NPC needs to go because there's no way it's breaking the fabric of time. Right, look at number 8 here. Abizi with a World Star 2. 8 is pinching. He needs to get a 2-piece here. Beautiful stuff. Wait, FaZe loses? Huh? All good. Right, we spawn on top of a teammate. All good. Right. No way. Right, look at Jeremiah. Number 8, playing an AR position. Playing an AR position, creating distance based on where he is and the lane that he needs to hold. Beautiful stuff here. Gets that 1 kill, so now they're in a 4v3. Theoretically, all LAT have to do is trade out, team shoot out. They don't have to do too much. They can continue to let the game come to them. They're in a 4v2. Now, 8 should play to trade. Nice, he does. Good trade. Right, and he's run away. Oh, he's run away. I love that. Now, he's probably run away to try and block spawns. I just love the fact that he ran away. Look at this. This is funny. I love this game. Right, his teammate spawns on top of him. That tells you FaZe have 0 progression. Now 8, as the last guy in flow, is going to refill wherever necessary, keeping the game controlled. Expert. This is so good from LAT. When you get a wave, when it's clean, drop your pad, let the game come to you. When you let the game come to you, you can allow teamwork, read the pressure, play for information. It allows you and gives you time to do something. You guys in ranked, in iridescent lobbies, it pisses me off. You all feel like you gotta do something every single time. When you get good positions, you don't have to do too much. You want to know one of the biggest differences between pros and you guys watching? Is they know when to do nothing. They know when to do nothing. When to just win the game. Not win your kill, but win the game. Oh my god. Some of you guys need to just not do anything. Some of you guys might be better just dropping off your pads. Right, Nium plays plat stairs, refilling a power position to try and win his fights. Ends up dying to Simp. Nice, good P3 from LAT. Right, 8 has spawned in. They need to get this time. He's going to refill based on the weapon he has. He has an SMG here, so he's going to play towards inner. Again, guys, he had 2 options. He was the 3rd guy in flow, right? Remember, guys, your flow, your macro, your flow, your game plan, your systems, whatever it may be, your macro, your chessboard, this tells you what your job is, right? What's your job in this moment? He's the 3rd guy. He has to play to trade and refill towards number 6. Your micro is how do you do that job? What positions do you play? How do you slide cancel? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to refill? This is determined by the weapon, mostly by the weapon you have. Now, it can be determined by one-shots and health and stuff like that, but majority is by the weapon that you have. Right here, he has an SMG. He could refill outer like this initially, right? Kim-Swan did this, but he has an SMG. He is not putting himself in a favorable gunfight position with the weapon he has. It may be a power position on the map, and it might get him information, but the fights he are taking are going to be consistently low fights, even if you get your first bullet advantage with the SMG that you have. The weapon that you have determines how you do your job and how you predictively trade. When you're playing high-level Call of Duty, it's not good enough to trade. You have to predict the trade. You have to be in positions to trade your teammates by thinking ahead. This is one thing that my New York team are really good at, is how do we predictively trade, right? So he's in a position where he has an SMG, and he's taking SMG fights to increase his chance of getting kills. And look what he does here. Look at what he's doing with his SMG rather than playing outer to get beamed by an AR. Good nade, good SMG kill. This is how he prevents FaZe from winning this game. Look at him being annoying. Number 7. Right, now it's just a race to new. Number 7 should give this up. Play to pinch. Now look at them collapsing on time. Ernie gets 1. They have numbers. Now they have to fly. Look at him flying. Has an SMG out. Again. Beautiful stuff from LAT. Let's see where he spawns up here. He'll spawn up here as he does. Now he's like, right, nobody's pushed past the 50. Look at what he's going to do here. Last guy picking up the pinch. Wherever the pressure's coming from, he's going to refill where necessary. We know one guy's mid. We don't know where he is. We know he's just spawned up. Look at him picking up what's necessary. Really, really good plays. Refilling. This is a rookie player who looks like he's been playing for 10 years. I mean, in the game. And look at him position himself with the weapon he has to where he thinks the fights are going to come from. And then this is where the jump mechanic's interesting. Now you're starting to see where people are intentionally using their jump to get first bullet advantage. I've seen this from pro players quite a lot, where they'll get to positions like this, and if it's just a funnel where they can come from one position, they'll keep jumping up, get the first bullet, and then chow. Keep jumping up, first bullet, wide swing. Jump up, first bullet, wide swing. And I've seen multiple teams do it where if you do it together and you get two bullets onto this guy, he dies. Like this. And then they can't do anything. And you're using your jump intentionally up and down to get bullets into people to then wide swing. Really, really good plays by Jeremiah here. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I love this guy. I love this guy. I love him so much, man. He was in my office, chat. He was in my office. Man, I miss this guy. We were just going. I had the whiteboard out. At that point, I got dropped from the org that must not be named. I was just bullshitting, bro. But this is what I need you guys to understand about Nium. For someone who's in his rookie season, they were down 70 points. He was still disciplined in the plays he was making, in the routes he was taking. He wasn't tweaking. He wasn't antsy. Doing his job, doing his 25%, and that's why he's a perfect fit for this LAT team. Fantastic to see with Jeremiah. All right, let me check the chat. All right, what's good, man? You're watching the pros lift all the trophies. You dream about seeing your name in the lights. You wish you could be good enough to make content. You wish you could be good enough to play like the players you are watching in this video. But nothing's changing. Again. You're stuck. You're making the same mistakes, the same frustrations, the same gunfights you feel like you should be winning, the same ceiling. You look around and the players who just look like they come out of nowhere, players who used to be below you, players that are younger than you, getting better than you, climbing past you. They're the ones who get the opportunities. And you're sat there and you don't know why. My name is D-Real. I am the 2023 Call of Duty World Champion. 15 years in esports, 7 years at the top level, 5 major titles, Esports Coach of the Year nomination in 2023. I have coached CDL champions like Hydra, like Skies, like Crim6, like Sib. I've even coached Myth. He has 11 million followers. I know exactly what separates you from them. Here's what most of you guys don't realize. You're not stuck because you don't grind enough. A lot of you guys put enough hours in. But guess what? You are stuck because you don't know what you don't know. You're grinding without a system. Pro players, they can shoot, they can move. But guess what they have? They have better systems than you. How they think, how they decide, how they read the game, how they recover. That's the gap. And that's exactly what I rebuild in 8 hours with you. Now, you stop being a player that people don't want to team with. That player that people want to team with. The player that casters mention. I am opening up 2 slots for July for my Pro World Championship coaching. Duos, trios, full squads. 8 hours of full coaching, the same system that I built CDL champions on. You name it, how you look at the game, what you think about the game, decision making, breakdowns, mechanics, everything rebuilt from the ground up for your actual team. You do not have to figure any of this out yourself. I will do the analysis, I build you up, I do all the work. You show up, apply the system, and watch you and your teammates transform. Here's my guarantee. You do the 8 hours, you apply it for 30 days, and you will, and I guarantee it, every single person has, you will rank up. And I will keep coaching you for free if you don't. Players who have done my coaching, they have gone on to play for top challenger teams. Some of them are in the pro league. One player went from platinum to top 250 in 16 hours. That is not a coincidence. That is a system with deliberate, purposeful practice. You and your teammates get the same system. 2 slots, July, duos, trios, quads. Get that discount, limited because I put time into you.